Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and this reading is for our Monday, November 23rd. So what is it that we need to know in order to heal our souls? Oh goodness, all reversals. Okay, that's all right. We can work with that and figure out how to turn things around as well. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands reversed for the theme, and bookended by the Magician reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. Okay, so, and of course, we're moving into that week of Thanksgiving for those of us who celebrate Thanksgiving. With the three, I started to say three, the Three of Wands reversed. When it's straight up, of course, it has us looking out into the unknown, and I think our biggest challenge there is to not wait for everything to be perfect. She might be waiting for the perfect the wave to come in, which is actually smart if you're a surfer, but traditionally with the Three of Wands, you have put something in motion. After the Two of Wands, the Two of Wands is all about making plans and progress, and then the Three of Wands comes along and you've put it out there. It can be looked at as like, waiting for your ship to come in. Now that's when it's straight up. So when it's reversed, the theme here has to do with maybe being more patient than normal. The task can be to be very, very patient. There can be this can be about returning home, because we are in that week of Thanksgiving, which is usually a lot of people visiting. Their relatives are going home to visit your parents, and this. We've had guidance and warnings to not travel by air anyway. And the Wands cards, all of the Wands cards, can definitely have to do with air travel. The energy moves very quickly, so it can be about traveling. Now, so because we also have the Magician reversed, this can be. We don't want anybody telling us what to do, and they've lied to us so many times before. When the Magician's reversed, it can have to do with filtering out lies versus deceit. But what I'm sensing here is that just to be in your own authority. But if you do have to, I can't imagine how anybody would have to travel by air on a plane during this holiday, unless it's for work. And if that's the case, I hope you're using an airline that is using all the safety precautions, because that is one of the most dangerous ways to travel now with the coronavirus. We just have to wait a little bit longer for things to get better, and into next spring and summer. But right now, it would be the worst time ever, to have to get on a plane. So it's like my kind of, protective mom is stepping in here and saying, do you really have to? But if you do, road trips can be really fun. Like if you can do it by road, if you can, even if you have to rent a car or whatever to do it that way, then it could be really fun. But then again, what about, because here's another layer of the Magician reversed, is a lack of creativity. When the Magician is straight up, it's all about knowing that you can create just about anything. You have all the tools within you to create a whole new reality. So what if it was the plans to not physically get together, not return home, but instead do something online? Get a Zoom meeting going. Plan this whole week to have a family reunion online by either, Skype or Google Hangouts or Zoom or any other, internet platform. I would think that if you're somebody who's watching these types of videos, you're already very resourceful. I don't think that this information of the information that's all over online falls on any deaf ears if you're the type of person to watch my videos. So, but this can also be on another layer if this doesn't have anything to do, for those of us who are not traveling, who are not worried about seeing family other than just over, online. This can have to do with like a self-doubt and a lack of being able to move forward and grow. It can also be like, because with the Magician card, it could have been that we got sucked into like a bad person who was supposed to be a leader or a teacher, and they turned out to be wrong. Because with the Magician reversed, some of the traditional meanings with the Magician reverse is an outright liar. But it can also be like unfocused creativity, like I was saying before, indecision. When your creativity is not going anywhere, I think we could get this card. So the challenge is to say yes to yourself. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to the fact that you have tools and resources. And to turn the Three of Wands right side up, we would be in that realm of being patient with the creative process. To be happy and know that we can expand and we can have great success, and to look forward to that. Look forward to that. Look forward to whatever it is that you're trying to create, and know that you have everything within you to create that new reality. We can create just about anything we want, within reason on earth. And like I always say, in the spiritual realm, it's already there for you. We're just waiting for everything to open up and be right. To have all the means of being able to manifest, bring it down to earth. It's just, the challenge of being here on earth in a time-space continuum, bound by those laws. But, okay, so then with the Nine of Wands reversed, well, when it's straight up, the energy is a little defended, but it's because you've worked really, really hard, to get something done, or to have something be the way that you want it to be. So I have a feeling that when it comes through reversed, and because of these two cards being reversed, if we just look at everything here, the way they came out in the realm of stifled creativity and not being able to move forward and being downright exhausted. Maybe this week is a week, or maybe at least this one day is a week of deeper healing. What if it's a week of not having to be creative, not having to be progressive or move forward? What if it's a week of just letting it all fall apart and letting yourself heal? What if it's just this day? And everybody on a spiritual healing path, we all know that at first when we're inside of a false belief and we're dismantling it and we're dissolving all the vicious circles that come into play, it's exhausting, and it can take a whole good week or two or a month to get through it. But then the more you do it, the less time it takes. So it could be that it is just this one day. But diving more into the Nine of Wands when it's reversed, besides being exhausted, it could be, just very defensive, maybe even a little bit paranoid. And it could also be by not listening to the liar and refusing to move forward in that direction anymore, that you've diffused a really challenging situation. you've like avoided a disaster. There's that possibility as well. But to bring these all upright, it brings in the spiritual law that you can create almost anything you want on earth. That's what the magician is all about. You have everything inside of you to do that. You have all those resources. You just have to tap into them and believe in yourself, which is sometimes the hardest thing. And then the Three of Wands straight up, we have 2 Wands cards here. This just brings in that element of looking forward to being successful. And then with the Nine of Wands is that resilience, that you can just keep working on being successful. Keep working these cards. The 3 through the 9s are tremendous as far as following your passion and going towards what it is that you really want. So let me use the Spirit Animal Oracle, and it's this deck right here, Colette Baron-Reid's. And I'm sorry, I didn't tell you for my new subscribers or any new viewer, I've been using the Light Seer's Tarot, and I use that every day pretty much. Yeah, I have been every day. Maybe I should switch up decks sometimes. You guys let me know if you're tired of this deck. I just think it's beautiful. But I do have another one. I'm just still trying to get used to it. Okay, so... And then, of course, we have the traditional Rider-Waite, but I think that's probably pretty boring for most people. Unless you're doing like political readings, and that's my go-to deck. Okay, so what else do we need to know? Because these cards did all come through reversed. What is the main message that we need to... Okay. These cards are so big. All right, so I'm going to see if I can fit all these in this way. Ooh, Whale Spirit. Trust in the great mystery. That's really beautiful. Yeah, okay. And Coyote. Ah, divine detours. Yeah, of course. Always. And using our mind wisely with Pig Spirit, because they're very smart creatures. Okay, so the information here to add on with those reversals that we had, we can intend and work all we want, but it's really a good idea to let the great spirit, the great mystery of the highest realms of spirit to be our default. To let if it's Gaia, God, Christ consciousness, Allah, whatever, just source energy, universal divine intelligence, the forces of love, whatever you want to call it, let that be your guide. Intend for what you want and work towards what you want, but always let God, let Spirit be your default, because you'll get more that way. let the highest realms, let your higher self, let that be your surprise. Let the surprises come through. And most often when we're not, because we have to remember all these cards were reversed. So when we're not getting what we want, we can count on the fact that we're either being protected. This is to trust in those divine detours. So we're either being protected or we're being guided in a different direction to help us learn how to manifest. Or, I always think it's usually both, to help us heal. Because when we get in touch with who we truly are inside, we realize that we are creators. And so we're co-creating, constantly here on earth. That's just what we're doing. And it's really important to remember that when things don't go the way we want, that does not ever mean that there's something wrong with us or that we're bad or inferior or inadequate. It just means that sometimes the timing isn't right. Other times there are other people involved that need to come into the picture that you don't, have in your, in your life yet. And then other times it can be because something has to be worked through. Can be like legally, or it can be, just manifested. And your creativity, the place where you are creator is very powerful. And to get in touch with that is the biggest part of our soul healing. So we have to see how we've like miscreated in the past sometimes when Coyote comes in. It's about looking at things from all different angles, because what's right there in your face isn't necessarily all of the truth. There could be something hidden. So let yourself go on a little kind of like search and rescue mission to figure out like what went wrong. If you're trying to get from point A to B and something's in the middle, let Coyote Spirit guide you to, oh, let's look over here. What's this? And now Coyote can also be very distracting. So it could be that we've let ourselves get distracted and we haven't gone into the direction that would bring in our most, empowerment. Because if we don't really believe that we're all that powerful, then we will just go through life kind of floating and kind of not taking responsibility on all the things that we need to do. And then we'll just get more of the lack of manifestation that we want, and we'll just keep returning to the same old patterns that we need to work through. But to remember that we are resilient, and so to use our minds wisely would be to kind of like ferret out all the little ways that we are either misusing our power or not knowing that we truly have the power. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all I have. I feel complete with this. And you guys, I'll be back for Tuesday, but meanwhile, have a wonderful Monday and take good care. Thanks.